and butterfly kisses. Your Bingley.
Do you think that this is enough to make her love me?
Ah, yes, sir, quite so. How rambunctious of you to say it. As my flamboyant patroness, Lady Catherine de Bourgh would say.
I suppose it is tolerable.
What? Dude, just send her a text. Come on, man. You're so old-fashioned.
Ah, yes, but dear Wickham, you must remember that texts are not quite as good as letters. Oh, how I miss the good old days.
Well, yes, as my patroness, Lady Catherine de Bourgh. Who would have thought but just 5 short months ago that I would be writing a letter to a girl? I mean, my beloved Jane just starts making eyes at me, and I just want to sing.
Ah, the days when we had bearable dancing partners.
Oh, yes. To have a perfunctory consort to escort through the promenade of a ball.
Oh, man, to be able to go to a dance with chicks. I mean, the best that I can do is, pick up some stupid brat's hanky out of the mud and hope that she'd check me out. Am I right?
But, we were happy in those days. Although we were rejected by the females.
Because we were single. Good old Paps always told me, marry rich kid, you'll go far. And oh, how right he was.
But Darcy, at least you got to see Lizzie while you were in Rosings. Jane was in London for weeks and didn't even bother telling me. I didn't get to see her. Inconceivable. At least Jane communicates with you. I didn't even get a personal rejection. It came from her hackneyed mother on her behalf. And as you all may be aware, the supercalifragilisticexpialidocious Lady Catherine de Bourgh implored
personal rejection? Paradise. At least you weren't on one knee, spilling your deepest secrets and pouring your heart out. And when in your most vulnerable state, the lady took your heart and crushed it to ashes. And even worse, insulted your pride.
Ugh, bliss. To be turned down by a Bennett girl. I mean, I had to marry one of them and give up my life, my hopes, my dreams, and to make it worse, she wouldn't even make me a sandwich to make it worth my while. You know what I'm saying? And I can't even flirt with her hot older sisters anymore.
Excuse me! You dare toy with my precious Georgiana, and now look at you, insulting the woman I would convince to marry me. You took my sister's innocence and childhood away from her, and I, as her brother, and as the man who is responsible for her moral compass, needed to remedy the situation. It took years to clear the Darcy name, and even longer to heal the wounds you left in her weak and tender heart.
But dude, you're lucky to be so bloody rich. I mean, this man right here, he took me out of my home, took away my fortune, made me live on the streets like a peasant. And then he made me marry Lydia Bennett. I mean, you can't get much worse than that.
Actually, you can't. My best friend actually made me lose my sweet Jane a little bit. Flatulence. After my most esteemed patroness, Lady Catherine de Bourgh, asked me to go out and find a wife for myself, of course I knew immediately I ought to follow her will. And so I travelled the years that it took for me to get to Longbourn so that I might find a suitable companion to spend the rest of my days with, who would, of course, suit Lady Catherine de Bourgh's wishes. Immediately I singled out the most talented, the most beautiful of them all. But apparently, according to her mother, she was already quite spoken for. So, of course, I singled out, her second in beauty and in talent. And, you know, I ideally wished, and as soon as I was about to break through her rough exterior, a pretentious gentleman came away with far too much money to know what to do with, and stole her away from me, leaving me to marry a sickly-looking figure who was barely even tolerable in comparison to the other two. And, you know, I mean, she did suit what my Lady Catherine de Bourgh approved of her, of course she did, because, you know, Lady Catherine de Bourgh approves of what I do, for I wish to follow her dearly. And, you know, for Lady Catherine de Bourgh, she is esteemed and beautiful and exceptional and terrific and condescending and fastidious and deleterious, and she's just, you know, wonderful human.
And you try telling the young people of today that, and they won't believe you.
Rambunctious, if you would just say it. Alright. Through the promenade of a ball.
I don't even know what you're saying.
I don't either.
I'm living like...
Otherwise. Shoot.
And, like, I forgot my line. What am I doing?
Flatulence.